Hi everyone, welcome back to the Strawberry Loli channel and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to take a look at Colourpop's new smoothie collection. I actually can't believe that I pulled off drinking a smoothie during the filming of this. I just thought that the timing would never work out, but here we are. This is not that great, by the way. This is from Nana's Green Tea. Every chain coffee shop is offering their little seasonal strawberry slash sakura smoothie or latte or whatever, and I have to say that although most of them are pretty tasty, nothing is blow my socks off level delicious, you know? In fact, if you wanted to get really real, I would say that some of the konbini sakura drinks, those taste better than some of the actual like coffee shop drinks. Starbucks, Nana's Green Tea, Detour. So yeah, the konbini drinks are crushing these hoes out here, and I'm gonna need Starbucks and the like to step it up a notch. But back to Colourpop. So I picked up all 5 eyeshadow quads as well as the 2 blushes they had available in the smoothie collection. I would have loved to get the lip oils as well. I think there were a set of 4. They looked really bright and fun, but to be honest, I really don't need any more lip products at the moment, so I decided to opt out of that. I actually love Colourpop's lip oil formula. I'm almost completely done with this one here. It is called First Date. So after I completely empty this one, I might purchase more, although can I be completely honest, I actually think the packaging for these is the cheapest, most horrific thing. First of all, the writing on the side rubbed off within the first week of me opening this, and it's also super leaky. Like, this is screwed completely shut. It's not a defect with the packaging or anything, but it's just the product is leaking out, and yeah, it's cheap and gross. Not a fan of the Luxe lip oil packaging, but that is not the point of this video. So the smoothie collection, as the name suggests, this is a fruit-themed collection, which pretty much guarantees automatic cuteness, right? Think Fruits Basket, Fruits Fashion Magazine. If you know, you know. And they did include a strawberry themed palette, which I really appreciate. I mean, it's what drove me to purchase the entire collection. Let's be honest, just for strawberry representation purposes alone, I mean, it's worth it to me. Although ironically, I ended up liking this one the least out of all the quads in this collection. However, we are getting ahead of ourselves. This is one of their collections where the eyeshadow quads themselves do not really have any distinguishing designs. Not even a single embossed shadow like some of their previous collections, so the only marker you really have for the fruit theme is the outside cardboard box packaging, which is kind of a bummer, but for this price point I honestly can't complain. So yeah, let's just run through each item really quickly. This is going to be a relatively brief review, mostly commenting on just the color stories, because formula wise there's nothing really new to say. I mean, Colourpop is gonna Colourpop, we all know at this point. Oh, before I forget to mention, I did purchase the Party Proof eye primer as well in translucent. I've used this a couple of times throughout the past week now, and I have to say I do believe it's a really good primer. It wasn't tremendously better, but it gave me a marginally better experience than I've been having so far with just using concealer as my eye primer. It definitely made everything a little bit easier to blend, and I do have to say the staying power that this gives me is really great. I feel like it really does lock those shadows in there. It's pretty thick in consistency though, just to forewarn you. So at first I was kind of annoyed actually, because I couldn't get any product to come out. Like, I had to physically squeeze the tube really hard to get it to actually dispense onto the wand. But after those initial 2 times, I was able to get the product out fine. I'm actually wondering if I got like an older, more dried out tube, because it really is quite thick. So I don't know if that's just the formula or if my tube is a little bit older. Either one is a valid possibility. However, this did end up working out for me really well, so no complaints at the end of the day. Think of like a thicker version of the classic Urban Decay primer potion. That's what this is. Okay, so jumping into the eyeshadow quads in no particular order. First, we have Feeling Coconutty, which I have on my left eye right now. This is just a very classic, cool-toned brown quad. People say it's pretty much just a mini version of Colourpop's 9-pan Going Coconuts palette, which I do not own, so unfortunately I cannot give you a raw comparison. But judging off of the promotional pictures alone, yeah, I would have to agree. It's pretty basic. And of course the name as well, the coconut theme.
I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts, dee-dee-dee-dee, there they are, standing in a row.
The off-white beigey shade here is actually pretty decently bright and pigmented, and you can build it up to a pretty strong opacity. And the white shimmer shade over here, it actually reads more gold once you swatch it and once it's on your lid. Next we have my namesake, the Strawberry Sweet palette, which I am rocking on my right eye right here. It's a very, very bright neon pink color scheme. I swatched it next to the Cherry Sweet palette from the Hello Kitty Tropical Escape collection, as well as the Secret Admirer 9-pan palette, which I also did a full review on that and some of Colourpop's other Valentine's Day releases recently, so you can check that out here if you missed it. There were definitely some similarities in each palette between certain shades. So I mean, how many pink palettes do you need at the end of the day? That would depend on a person. I feel like that is a very personal decision, you know? But I think that by far this sherbet shade down here from Strawberry Sweet is the brightest, like most blinding neon fuchsia 80s pink out of the whole lot. It's like a glow stick pink, pretty much. Now, I mentioned that this quad was my least favorite of the entire Smoothie collection, and that would almost be entirely the fault of the Fresh Picked pale pink shimmer shade up here. It is just so crumbly and flaky. I can't even touch it right now because it will fall all over my computer, which I don't want. But yeah, even the hand swatches that I did, I could barely get it to stick onto my skin. In fact, it simply did not want to. Like, you can see it in the swatch footage. It's just a flaky, dry mess. And sure enough, it didn't fare much better on my actual lids. So as you can see, it's like barely on there. I saw some other people's swatches online and theirs didn't look to be quite as flaky as mine. So maybe my quad just has a dud, or maybe my batch had something weird going on with it. Either way, this is a classic example, I think, of the inconsistencies that you do get with Colourpop's formula sometimes. It is kind of a bummer because now I'm discouraged from using the entire Strawberry Sweet quad just out of a desire to avoid working with this shade. But you win some, you lose some, I guess. Moving on, we have the Star Fruity palette, which has a really nice earthy vibe to it, earthy botanical vibe. You get the perfect mix of browns and greens, even though it's just a simple quad. I think they could have just as easily called it the Kiwi quad, but I think they were trying to shine the spotlight on some lesser known fruits. So I'm not mad at the star fruit, you know? Star fruit, starcraft, starships. Bring it on. The lime green shimmer up here, Bright Slice, shows up actually very bright on its own, which I was really impressed with. And I also want to give a very honorary mention to this tan matte shade up here, Juice Cleanse, because if you look very closely, it's like a matte base with lime green glitters sprinkled throughout. I don't think I've ever seen this combination of tan and lime green glitters in particular combined in a single shadow before. So to me, this is the most unique and noteworthy shade maybe out of the whole collection. I will say, once you apply and blend it out, like on your eyelids, a lot of the little glitters do brush away and you're left with just another regular light brown matte shade. So yes, I understand you can basically just go right next door and sweep some of this lime green shimmer on top if that's the effect you were after. So they didn't necessarily need to put the lime green glitters into the tan shade over here. But you know what? I still think it's pretty original and cool, and it honestly might be my favorite eyeshadow shade hands down out of this entire collection. And overall, I think Star Fruity as a quad is also the most wearable and versatile out of the 5 that are available. Then we move on to On the Mango, which is just a classic juicy bright orange color story. Although it's not orange, it's mango, you know. This shimmery shade, Mango Tango, was not quite as vibrant as I had hoped, but it still was decently buildable. You know, depending on your style, that might actually be more preferable to you if it's not as vibrant. I did compare this palette with the Hello Kitty Teeny Keeny quad, which I do have to say they are quite similar. They have different shimmer to matte ratios, so it's not like a complete dupe, obviously, but still pretty similar, I would say.
Gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never tell, keep your head down, find what you love and excel, yeah. Push and pull and repel any hate, go create what you want, feel compelled, yeah. And once you finally get a taste of the race, you'll never look back once you felt that. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first. Don't let somebody take your time and your worth, just focus on yourself first.
Then finally, last but not least, we have the Acai You Baby, which is of course the grapey acai themed palette. Acai You Baby, shaking that thing. I'm guessing that's what the reference is to the song. Do you guys know that song? I think it was from the 90s or maybe the 80s. I don't know. I just make like random connections to things in my head at lightning speed. Sometimes I can't collect all of the details before I present it to you here. So you're kind of just getting like a stream of consciousness look into my brain most of the time on this channel. But yeah, so for me, honestly, I'm sad to say, but this was both last and least for me as a palette. As you can see, I could not even be bothered to do a look, not even a single eye or half an eye with this one. I am so sorry, but I am just not feeling the purples like that, okay? I am team pink all the way. I don't like purples, I don't like lilac, I can barely even tolerate a berry tone these days. It is what it is. Judging from the hand swatches alone, like objectively speaking, I do think this looks like a great little quad. It would probably give you an amazingly vibrant, color-drenched look, all of that good stuff. And actually, similar to that one tan green glittery shade that I liked in Starfruity, I see the same kind of thing going on with this vitamin C shade over here. It's the same concept, like a berry toned matte with an unconventional, you know, blue toned glitter mixed in. I do think this is a standout color and formulation mix, along with that Juice Cleanse tan color in Starfruity. So yes, individual shade wise speaking, this is number 2 out of the entire collection, even though I'm not going to use it because I don't like purple. Does that make sense? Like, I'm sorry, I just have a huge aversion to the whole Barney purple color scheme in any type of fashion related like makeup, clothes. It just reminds me of Barney or like the Hamburglar from McDonald's, which, okay, I looked up the Hamburglar prior to the filming of this, and technically he is not wearing any purple. He's wearing a black and white prisoner suit, but they always put him on a purple background, so that's why I thought of him immediately. It's just, the whole thing is hideous to me. The end. Finally, we made it to the blushes. Okay, so these are just Colourpop's original basic matte formulation. Very pigmented, they blend out well, and they're very buildable. Nothing much to add there. Colourpop is kind of a one-trick pony when it comes to their pressed powder blushes. Every matte formulation blush that I own from them, it's pretty much the exact same product, just in different shades, and they switch up the packaging. But hey, if it works, then why fix what's not broken, right? Unlike the eyeshadows, they do have the limited edition packaging for the actual blush compact for these, which I actually think is really cute. I think if they had gone with this design for the entire collection, it would have just elevated it that much more. But I guess that would have been really costly for them to do this for the eyeshadow palettes as well. Although they've done it in the past, like they pick and choose which collections they do it to, so I kind of don't really understand their decision process here. But yeah, this artwork reminds me of like British stationery or something, just very whimsical and charming. Don't ask. So we have Swirled, which is just this light pink color right here, and then Toffee Cake, which is a deeper berry tone that I have on my right cheek. Now, I don't know why they didn't just go with pink grapefruit and pomegranate as the artwork would suggest, and also to keep in line with the fruits theme. Toffee cake in particular, I googled images of actual toffee cake, and what came up did not remotely match the shade in this pan whatsoever. So I don't really understand. And then Swirled to me is like, what connection does that have to pink or grapefruit or anything? Like, I'm genuinely kind of confused, but it's not my brand, so whatever. The last thing that I just cannot go without mentioning, because I think this is such a classic Colourpop move, so I must point it out. Why does the grapefruit blush have a grapefruit decal on the inside here and the pomegranate does not? Like, what? I'm telling you, the inconsistencies. It's too much. Colourpop, you cannot attempt to copy Asian beauty and then just wing all the details like this. Like, that's not how it works, okay? We're all laughing at you. And yes, I know Colourpop is laughing all the way to the bank because I keep buying their stuff, but I'm still laughing at them all the way from Japan, okay? That's why I don't even dock points from Colourpop the way that I would from other brands on certain details, because I just don't even take them seriously. This is like the little leagues over here. All right, enough of that. So that was my overall review and thoughts on the Fruit Smoothie collection from Colourpop. Please let me know what you think, or if you are going to be picking anything up. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!